There has been an update to the Hadrian's Wall sycamore tree that was cut down because the two gentlemen that did it, it turns out, are geniuses. Video shows felling of much loved tree, jury told, and there it is, there, little guy next to it cutting the tree down. Mobile phone footage, which prosecutors claim shows the moment the iconic Sycamore Gap tree was felled, has been shown to jurors. The tree had stood for more than 100 years in a dip on Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland before before it was felled in a moronic mission in the early hours of 28th September 2023. Newcastle Crown Court is held. Daniel Michael Graham, 39, from Carlisle, and Adam Carruthers, 32, from Wigton in Cumbria, each deny 2 counts of criminal damage relating to the tree and the Roman wall. Jurors were told the tree was a much-loved feature in Northumberland and had global significance for its position on the former frontier of the Roman Empire. Now, I hope it shows pictures because it did look beautiful, the setting with the two hills and like the old Hadrian's Wall going up there, the extent of the Roman Empire, because get it up you. On the night of 27 September, Mr. Carruthers and Mr. Graham made a 40-minute drive in the latter's Range Rover from Cumbria to chop the tree down, prosecutors allege. Why? I have no idea. I don't even know if they've established a reason for why they fucking did it. While one used a chainsaw to fell the tree, the other filmed the act of mindless vandalism on Mr. Graham's mobile phone, jurors have heard. The pair then took the wedge cut out of the trunk home as a trophy and revelled in the public's outrage over the following days, the court has heard. Look at that place for a picnic. Look at that place for a wee camp out spot overnight. That is absolutely beautiful. However, it seems that the reason they did it was just to upset people. Now, there are ways to upset people that don't cause any like long-term damage, especially to a beautiful tree in a beautiful spot. Like, don't like fuck up nature to like piss people off. Yeah, bro, we wanted to troll everyone, so we filled the lake with ammonia. It's like, no, don't do that shit. I piss people off all the time. I constantly cause public outrage as much as I can. And it's not really to the detriment of anything, right? It doesn't cause any criminal damage or anything like that. Basically, there's other ways to go about it. Right now, for example, the Nazi pug thing. Yeah, there were some people that were not on my side, but a lot of people were on my side. They might have not found the joke funny, most of them, but they said that I shouldn't have went to prison for it. Point being is, I did something that annoyed a lot of people, but I still had an awful lot of supporters. No one is supporting what you did. You don't have anyone in your corner. I had lots of people. I did something that pissed off many, many people. I did something that pissed off an entire fucking country. And I had people supporting me. No one is backing you guys up on this. Right? The point of the trolling is other people are supposed to find it funny. You don't want to piss everyone off. You want to get the laugh. Anger's only funny if you get the laugh out of it. You didn't get a laugh. You were just being a pair of pricks. In statements read to the jury, staff from the National Trust, which has owned the site since the 1940s, and Historic England emphasised the importance of the tree and wall. Tony Wilmot, a senior archaeologist for Historic England, said Sycamore Gap got its name in the 1980s from the tree in the cleft of the wall. He said the site was picturesque and had become one of the most prominent and appreciated features in Northumberland, a symbol of the county with an unmistakable profile. The place had become totemic, he said, adding it was a place of marriage proposals, family visits, and even location of ashes for deceased individuals. In short, the place is much loved by many thousands of people, Mr. Wilmot said, adding its reputation was spread worldwide by its inclusion in the 1992 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. And there it is there, the tree's been cut down. And there's old Hadrian's Wall. Seethe Italians. Lee McFarlane, an inspector of ancient monuments for Historic England, said it was fortunate the tree was fully in leaf at the time, as the canopy had bore the brunt of the impact and weight of the fallen tree. Several stones of the UNESCO World Heritage Site wall had been broken, though, she added. Ian Everard of the Forestry Commission said the tree had been deliberately cut using a hinge and wedge technique so it would fall across the wall, adding it was unequivocally obvious where it would end up. They were trying to make it crash into the wall and cause even more damage. The National Trust said that the wall would cost £1,144 to repair, while Historic England said the staff hours spent in assessing the damage ran up to a bill of more than £6,000. Jurors also saw body-worn footage from the first police officer at the scene, who arrived at about 11:30 on 28th September and said park rangers were visibly shocked and upset. Andrew Pod, the National Trust General Manager for Northumberland Coast and Hadrian's Wall, said the tree was world famous and had been unlawfully felled, adding no one had the right or permission to cause damage to the tree. Mr. Pod said the iconic tree had been planted in the 1800s by previous landowner John Clayton to be a feature in the landscape, with the National Trust taking it over on 10th December 1942. Look how beautiful that looks. That doesn't look real, looks AI generated, but that was an actual place in this beautiful country. Jurors were shown a photo taken by Alice Weissall Price, a holidaymaker out for a walk, who is believed to have been the last person to take a picture of the tree intact, the court heard. In a statement read to the court, Miss Weissall Price said she arrived at the tree at about 17:20 on 27th of September while walking the length of Hadrian's Wall. She said the weather was awful with wind and rain while a storm was anticipated. The court also heard Mr. Graham's mobile phone and Range Rover were tracked to and from the site, and the metadata of the felling video showed it had been filmed at the spot of the tree. There's so many things the police can do to track you. The forensic botanist, Dr. Mark Spencer, examined the picture of the wedge of wood in Mr. Graham's car, which prosecutors say the pair had taken as a trophy, and concluded there was very strong evidence it had come from the tree, with no other possible source identified, the court heard. The defendants shared screenshots of Facebook posts and media reports in the aftermath, with Mr. Graham saying the felling had gone viral and worldwide, the court heard. The trial continues. Now, a few things I'm going to shout at the end is these guys are just a pair of pricks. They're just a pair of pricks. It's just a scumbag thing to do. I like going out in nature. I'm actually going on a fishing trip this weekend, which I'm very excited about because I haven't been fishing in a wee while. I haven't been fishing since last year. Now, whenever you're out in nature, right, here's my trick that I do. I bring a can of juice with me. Now, I prefer bottles of juice because you can reseal them. But I bring a can of juice, I drink it, and that can becomes my ashtray, so I don't leave my cigarette butts lying around wherever I've been fishing. I bring an extra carrier bag, and all my rubbish goes straight into that carrier bag. Sometimes, outside, nature calls. So I do bring toilet paper. I do dig myself a wee hole in the ground. I find a nice little log. I do it in the hole and then I bury it. Right, that's just the toilet paper. I'm not bringing that back with me. No, that can stay. That can stay buried in the ground. Right, biodegradable anyway. It's fine. But everything else goes straight in the bag, and when I leave for the day, I take it with me. You wouldn't even know I was there. That's what you're supposed to do in nature. You leave everything exactly the way you found it. Right, that's what you do whenever you go out there. These guys are just a pair of scumbags. Also, another thing is Historic England get mentioned, and I like to shout this out as much as I can because it's for a good cause, and also you get a lot out of it. Sign up for Historic Scotland. It's only £5 a month, and you get into every single site for free. So see, instead of spending like £17, £20, or I think it's like 30 quid or something to get into Edinburgh Castle now, I don't know, it's been a while since I've checked. Instead of paying those massive prices, you just pay £5 a month and you can visit all of them for free. You could literally go to Edinburgh Castle every single day if you wanted for an entire month. Basically, it's like 50 quid a year or something, 60 quid a year. Visit like 2-3 castles in the entire year and it's already paid for itself. And all of the money goes into maintaining these sites. And they've also got a little app where you can see all the sites and you can tick them off and you can get achievements, and I fucking love that.